We're going to head to Boston for new developments in a story that we've really been telling you about. For months, scientists have tried to figure out what's making bats so sick they're dying in droves by the thousands. The mysterious disease has spread throughout the entire Northeast corridor. Beth Daly, a reporter for the Boston Globe, has kept us up to date on all of this, and she joins us now from our Boston bureau with the very latest. Good morning again.
Morning, Glenn.
Listen, recap the situation for us. When did all of this start, and what's been happening to these bats?
So it's been this sort of growing mystery, and it's getting sort of more mysterious as it goes on. Last winter, not this past winter, but the winter before, 4 cases in Albany, around Albany, New York, were found to have thousands of dead bats, all with a strange white fungus on their bodies, mostly on their nose, and it was called white nose syndrome because scientists didn't know what else to call it. By this past winter, the number of bats in caves had spread from that 4 in about a 7-mile diameter to 26 in a 125-mile diameter. And now this summer they're finding bats with signs of the fungus or scarring of the fungus in places farther away than that.
So they think that this fungus is really to blame. All of this white stuff that's been found on the dead bats that's kind of affected their wings as well, made them weak and that kind of thing?
Right, right. So initially they had thought that this white fungus was sort of like a secondary infection. People don't die from fungal infections, and they didn't think, an animal would too. They tend to be, when you have immune system problems like HIV or other things, or chemo, you might get a fungus. But what happened, they just started realizing a few weeks ago, I'd say, maybe not longer than 6 weeks, is that the fungus appears to have scarred the wings of the bats. Now, this is really important because bats' wings make up more than 75% of their surface area. And if you think about it, they need it for flying and for foraging for food, but they also really need it for exchanging heat, gas, water with the atmosphere, like we sweat, our own skin sweats. If that's messed up, everything sort of gets helter-skelter and they die. And that's what exactly they're finding in New Hampshire and Vermont and Massachusetts.
Yeah, let's show everybody that map too and show them how far-reaching it is, because it is all up in the New England areas, but it's spread down. And the thing is, the bats can fly like 120 miles from where they typically stay, which means that it's going to keep spreading. Now, do we as humans need to be scared about all of this?
There's no signs whatsoever the fungus affects us personally, our bodies, it's going to harm us. But what scientists are really worried that bats provide a really, really important ecological niche in our world. They eat a lot of crop infesting insects. They eat a lot of human-biting insects. You think of midges, and they eat mosquitoes, maybe not as much as we all think, but they certainly eat mosquitoes. And if they're gone, the whole ecosystem, there's something missing in the ecosystem which could have far-reaching effects that we don't even know about yet. So scientists are worried, just like the bee collapse, which all the honeybees are disappearing. Right. They're as worried about this.
And unfortunately, no vaccination for them yet either. Beth Daly, reporter for the Boston Globe, joining us from the paper this morning.